you've been in a position where you've been covering them for 15 years or so. And so you get the inner workings of the Supreme Court probably better than anybody. How have you seen that specific aspect of it change with the arrival or with the confirmation of the new justices? Because there's been quite a bit of turnover, really, in just the last 5 or 6 years. How do they adapt? Like, how are they welcomed in, and how do they keep the 9 people cohesive when you get these brand new personalities?
Or is there like clicks, or do they act? Are they clicky? I'm
probably like
that.
We're sitting in this part of the cafeteria. You guys can sit over
right.
there.
I'm curious. Yeah.
Listen, pre-COVID, I think it was a lot easier for them to assimilate. It changes the court, I think, very much when you lose a personality and gain one, when there are only 9 people and this is a lifetime thing.
Right.
Pre-COVID, I think it was interesting because they would have lunch together almost every day. And you can't talk about cases, but you can talk about movies and books and kids and trips and grandkids and that kind of thing. So they really were building relationship and being together so much. Justice Kavanaugh, who went through a bruising confirmation, has talked openly about how Justice Ginsburg very much welcomed him right in. Like, you're one of us, we've got a job to do, and like was very kind to him. I think COVID has complicated things because it's a little trickier to, add someone new when you're going to be, restricted in your ability to get together, spend time, whether it's at, the conference room, having these lunches every day, that stops, or with families, even getting together, or friends, because they do those kinds of things and they welcome each other in. So I think COVID has put a strain on that, along with the politics of the last couple of years has put a strain on that. So I don't know that they're back to those lunches and to those get-togethers. At the end of the term each year before COVID, Justice Breyer would have several of the press corps together, and we would go to lunch with him at this, not so fancy Chinese restaurant that he loves over on Capitol Hill, and just spend time and talk with him and hear his stories. And I'm like, gosh, he's retiring this year. I hope that he feels safe enough in the protocols and whatever's gone on with vaccination or what, all those things, that he will let us do this last lunch with him, because it's those kinds of things that give us a window into how they're all kind of doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's such an interesting thing.
It really is.
How did you make the shift from being a lawyer and practicing law to where you are now? Like, what was the light bulb moment for you where you were like, I don't want to practice law, I want to be in the media?
That happened in law school. I'm being honest.
So you're like,
law school is not a lot of fun. I don't think I want to do this for the rest of my life. I love the intellectual practice of it. I love the researching. And that's one thing law school really taught me, was about researching, which I think is helpful in any job you go to do.